5 times European top 12 champion, 2 times winner of the World Cup. And there's Timo Boll's opponent, Zhang Jike, currently ranked at number 6 in the world, 22 years of age, runner-up at the recent World Cup in Magdeburg just prior to Christmas in 2010, Asian Championships runner-up 2009. These two have actually met each other on 2 occasions. The last time was 2 weeks ago in the semi-final of the Pro Tour event in Qatar. Timo Boll winning by 4 games to 2. So the stats are evenly balanced, 1-1 Timo Boll, the advantage of being number 1 in the world. Zhang Jike, 2 times national champion in China. Undoubtedly the toughest national title to win. Incredible depth of talent in China. Jörg Roscoff looking on, and what great memories he has of this hall here in Dortmund. 21 years ago he won the world doubles here with Stefan Fetzner. So the crowd warming up in anticipation of this final. A great win in the semi-final against Marlin, 4 games to 2. Some amazing table tennis from both players. Held his nerve, as he does so frequently. Played well under pressure. Zhang Jike beating the world number 2 ranked player and current world champion Wang Hao. And so pre-match practice is complete. It's Zhang Jike to serve at the start of the first game. As always, best of 7 games. Each game, of course, up to 11 points. Great start by Boll. Topspin to topspin exchange. Boll coming out on top, much to the delight of the crowd. Service error from Zhang. First 2 points against the service for Boll. He now has his 2 serves to come. The reverse action service from Boll, the back going away from the body. Side spin, and then dependent upon whether he goes underneath the ball, across the top of the ball, back spin or top spin. Zhang going for the angle out wide to the left-hander's forehand. Just tried a little bit too hard, and in fact, Timo Boll giving the edge. So Timo Boll wanting to give the point to make it 2-all. And so the umpire's making the necessary changes. That must have been the finest of touches. But again, top-class sportsmanship from Timo Boll. Zhang now with his second serve. Coming across to the forehand side to return with his backhand. Four consecutive points for Zhang Jike. Clever play by Zhang there. It's a good return by Timo Boll. Zhang wasn't able to get the fast topspin in, so he let the ball drop, spun it up. And then the error from Timo Boll, more spin than speed. Oh, that's great footwork from Zhang Jike. Played out wide on the forehand. The next ball came wide into his backhand. He managed to get across to play a second forehand from the backhand side of the table. Very quick, very powerful pair of legs. The reverse action service this time. Didn't get the contact between bat and ball that he would have liked. And bearing in mind he led 2-0, he's now 8-3 down. 8 of the last 9 points going Zhang Jike's way. Make that 9 out of 10. So Zhang Jike hitting a rich vein of form here. The crowd trying to lift Boll. The serve drifted over the edge of the table. Boll in with the topspin. A little bit of topspin on the serve. Ball flicks off the end of the table. Two game points saved. 4 remain. Zhang Jike now has the advantage of his 2 serves. A few celebrities here in the crowd. This time the reverse service action from Zhang and a service error. 3 game points saved, 3 remain. And this time it's a topspin error. A bread and butter topspin for Zhang. Topspins off the end of the table. 10-4. It's now 10-8. And of course now Zhang has the problem of returning the ball service. And indeed the crowd lifting Timo Boll. Coming across to return the service with his backhand on the forehand side. 5 game point save, remarkable. Can he save one more and take this first game to alternate serves? But the serve was long. Zhang Jike in with the forehand topspin. He'll be relieved. He wins the first game 11-9, having led 10-4. So the players retire to their respective corners, take advice from the coaches. Shakes his head, clenches his fist, punches the air. He knows that almost slipped away. Zhang Jike. And our celebrities somewhat disappointed. But there's a long way to go, as well they know. so the players now back at the table for the start of the second game.
Boll again coming across wide on the forehand to return with the backhand, but it paid dividends. 2-1.
Zhang staying up at the table, forcing Boll away from the table. Crowd doing their best to lift Boll, but at the moment Zhang's looking very impressive. He's staying close to the table, he's getting in with his top spins. On that occasion it was a slow spinny top spin down the line with his backhand, but played very effectively. Good return of serve there by Boll. Enabled him then to get in with his top spins and force Zhang away from the table. But this time the Zhang backhand top spin, very powerful on the diagonal into the left-hander's forehand. Heavy backspin on the serve. Fast accelerating wrist coming underneath the ball, imparting a lot of backspin. 5-4. Oh, it's a great top spin from Zhang. A little bit of side spin to take it out even wider. Here it comes. Came across the inside of the ball, side spin takes it out even wider to the forehand. And so Zhang Jike once again with a 2-point lead, 6-4 and serving. The reverse action serve coming underneath the ball, side spin, back spin. Again, heavy backspin on the serve, Boll pushes into the net. Boll's had to beat 3 Chinese players to get this far. Ao Shui, and then Marlin. And now in the final, he's finding the going a little bit tougher, certainly so far. Zhang now with a 5-point lead, 9-4.
flick down the line. Got into position well, took the ball at the top of the bounce. We see here excellent footwork as he comes in. Top of the bounce, through the back of the ball. 9-5. 2 serves now for Zhang. Again, that backhand working like clockwork. A lot of power. Like a rocket out wide to the forehand of Boll. This time, Zhang takes the first game point and wins the second game. 11-5, confirmation on screen. And that was a very impressive performance by Zhang Jike. Remember, it's the best of 7 games. First player to win 4 wins the men's singles title here in Germany. Jörg Roskopf in action, passing on words of wisdom, and what a vast amount of experience he had during an incredibly illustrious international career. European champion, World Cup winner. And so the players now back out at the table for the third game. Zhang leads by 2-0. And there's Timo Boll raring to go. The backhand from the forehand side. There he comes across, plays the backhand. Boll just find it a little bit more difficult to anticipate the direction than he did against Marlin. Roar of delight there from Zhang. He's certainly pumped up, but then again, why wouldn't you be? Final of a ITTF Pro Tour event, particularly one as prestigious as the German Open. And of course, Zhang Jike is aware that selection is imminent for the forthcoming World Championships, and not far away of the Olympic Games. A win here would put a big marker down against his name. Still wouldn't guarantee anything, such as the strength of the Chinese squad. Only missed by a millimetre. Very patient play by Zhang Jike. Took his time. Didn't do anything silly. Didn't try and take the ball off the bounce. Just played very steady forehand smashes. Kept working Boll around the table, but superb retrieving by Boll. Spectacular rally. But Zhang leads by 5 points to 1. Umpire Mick Strode spotted a net cord. Heavy backspin on the serve coming underneath the ball. Once again, the crowd trying to lift Boll. Oh, wonderful play by Zhang. Kept the ball very tight. Boll took the initiative, couldn't quite get the power on the ball, so Zhang was able to counter-attack. The youngsters enjoying the game, starting them early. Good serve straight down the line. Zhang Jike was coming across to return it with his backhand from the forehand side. Last minute alteration, and it was a fast serve down the line from Boll. That is a superb counter topspin from Zhang Jike. It's a good backhand from Boll. Well, that came back like a bullet. Not sure if it didn't hit Boll in the chest first. Superb play. The 22-year-old, number 6 in the world from China, is in fine form. There's no question of that. The chop block with the forehand, and then the counter topspin. There's the chop block, there's the counter topspin, and he's delighted. 9-5 in favour of Zhang. Some members of the crowd looking quite anxious. And the ball backhand down the line, catches the top of the net, flicks it off the end of the table. And Zhang Jike now 4 game points for a 3-0 lead. And that lob just short, and Zhang Jike takes the 3rd game, 11-6, and that gives him a 3 games to 0 lead. It's an uphill challenge now for Timo Boll. The Chinese corner will be a happy one at this point in time. Having said that, they'll appreciate there's still a job to be done, a very difficult job to be done. Umpire Mick Strode calls time and the players come out onto the table. And the gentleman on screen is playing quite superbly. He leads by 3 games to 0. He's playing the #1 ranked player in the world. He himself is currently ranked at 6th. There's the #1. And quite surprisingly, it's Zhang who leads by 3 games to 0. Not only is he playing the #1 player in the world, he's playing 5,000 spectators as well. In fairness, the 5,000 spectators are very appreciative of good table tennis, very generous with their applause, irrespective of the outcome of the point. But quite clearly and quite understandably, they're trying to lift their countryman, Timo Boll. And you can hear the groans of disappointment with that service error. Excellent play from Boll. The fact is 3 games to 0 down is almost irrelevant as far as he's concerned. He just focuses on the next point. And that's one of the hallmarks of a great player. Don't worry about what's happened, just focus on what you can influence. Boll now with his second serve. That's a little bit fortunate, but still outstanding play from Zhang. There was the lucky net cord, but that's the great shot. Boll stepping round his backhand to play the forehand, leaves himself exposed wide on his forehand, and that's exactly where Zhang put the ball. An error, uncharacteristic error from Zhang. Boll serving 4-5, his second serve. And the flick off the end of the table, and you certainly feel this could be the day of Zhang Jike. It's a tough call, a tough demand on Timo Boll. He's always going to have to beat 2 or 3 Chinese players to win the title here. He's beaten 2 so far. It looks like the 3rd could be the stumbling block. Shouts of delight from Zhang Jike. Crowd still getting behind Timo Boll, trying to lift him, trying to get him to raise his game. There'll be nobody trying harder than Timo Boll, that's for sure. But he's 4 points adrift now. Well done, Timo Boll. Didn't give any ground, stayed up, took the forehand topspin off the bounce on. It's a difficult shot, but he played it quite superbly. Top edge from Zhang. And timeout called by China. Each player entitled to one timeout in this final. Timeout lasts for 1 minute. Just the time to go back to your coach, take on board some advice. So both players now back at the table. Second service in this sequence for Boll. He's 3 points adrift, 5-8. Oh, what a backhand topspin. What can you do against shots like that? Boll spun the ball into his backhand. Elbow wrist from Zhang Jike, and look at that, like an absolute rocket. And so 10-5, 5 match points for Zhang Jike. An absolutely outstanding performance by the 22-year-old from China. And there it is. Wins it at the first time of asking. Takes the fourth game, 11-5. And as it transpired, a relatively comfortable win for Zhang Jike. Remember, he led 10-4 in the first game. Boskov clawed it back. Timo Boll clawed it back. Boskov possibly helping him in the corner. 11-9, 11-5, 11-6, 11-5. Timo Boll waves to the crowd. They've been a great crowd. They've been very supportive. And Timo Boll certainly a great player. A story of one Chinese too many for him. He played absolutely amazing table tennis in the semi-final against Marlin. That's certainly been the match of the tournament so far for me. But in the final, he came up against this 22-year-old, ranked number 6 in the world, Zhang Jike, in the form of his life. Played some amazing shots, and certainly on the day, a worthy winner, no question about that. So the winner of the men's singles here in Dortmund, Germany, at the ITTF Pro Tour event, there he is, Zhang Jike. Confirmation of the scores on screen, but undoubtedly on the day, the best player here in Dortmund.